Hey everybody, welcome to Lastics Chat. I hope you have something cozy to drink now that it's getting cold out. Hopefully some more friends will join soon, and my special guest also. She should be on in just any second. I hope everybody's doing well. I can't wait to chat with you today. Oh, here she comes.
Hey,
Hey, how are you?
I'm
And
good. How are
hello
you?
everybody. My name is Amber and I'm new to the Lastics team. I'm so excited to be a part of it. And I'm really happy today to have our special guest,
I'm
Manon.
Manon Gruppo. I'm from France and I've been in New York 5 years ago, so I took some Lastics classes.
Yes, so we're so excited to talk to you today about Lastics. And today we're focusing on Lastics and how it pertains to professional dancing and how it helped us in our training and how it helped our bodies keep on going. So each other. So we met at Steps on Broadway. We were both in the International Independent Study program there. Um, and then Manon actually took one of the first Lastics classes there, right?
Yeah, that's true. I think really the first one they started in steps and it was great. Oh my,
Yeah, and she was a
okay.
diehard fan from then. And we were very close in the program. And she kept on begging me and begging me to come to these Lastics classes. And I was a dancer and I'm pretty flexible. And I was just like, I don't need elastics class. Like, stop bothering me. I don't need it. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't even remember what changed my mind. I have no idea what went through my head. But next thing you know, she had me in a elastics class with her. And then we were both fans. Let's leave it at that. Um, so yeah, we were training. How many hours a day would you say we were dancing when we were at Steps together?
I think it was depending of the days, like some days a lot of hours, some days not so much. Just
Yeah, it
depends.
depended on because we got to
But
structure our schedules ourselves. But
but
I
we
had
had
some
like
days where I
a
started ballet early in the morning and like didn't end till like night. So
yeah. Yeah, we had like
so
a
yeah,
song to do every month,
lot of dance.
so it was quite a lot actually. Oh, my internet is so bad.
No, you're okay. You're okay. We're just a little delayed, but that's all right. Um, but yeah, so a lot of dancing, a lot of training. Our bodies were going through a lot. I remember being sore every morning I woke up. There was rarely a
Yeah,
morning that I
me
was
too.
not sore. Um, so so we were in the thick of it, and it was great. We wouldn't have wanted to do anything else. But Lastics kind of, I would say, helped rescue me from like during my training. It just was that hour a week that I knew I could like recenter myself. So my experience with Lastics was firstly, like when I first started going, it helped me like just kind of like understand my body a bit better and understand where I was crazy overstretched. Like it was so unnecessary. And then because of that, where I needed to strengthen more. And then also because of that, the areas of my body that I forgot to stretch. So Elastics helped me just like from head to toe understand my body a lot more. And I would say the other thing that it really did for me was like my mind body connection. You know, both of us were living far from home. We're both international. Manal's from France. I'm from Barbados. We were 18 at this time. It was 5 years ago. You know, you're living on your own for the first time, far away from your family. Don't get me wrong, we had a lot of fun,
Yeah.
but it was also pretty stressful and it was hard. It could be like an emotional toll. You know, you have anxiety to do the best and train the hardest and get the best as fast as you can, and you're missing home, you're homesick, you know. So mentally I had a lot of Like, you know, it was a roller coaster of a time there at Steps. And I always knew that in Lastics class, I could like center myself and could quiet all those any negative thoughts that were happening in my mind, and could really just focus in and tune into my body and me as a person and how I'm feeling. And I could finally like once every week be like, okay, how are you feeling this week? How are those hamstrings doing? How's that back doing? Like, is your knee doing better? It was sore last week. It was just a time where I could just like tune into myself. So that was my like real first experience with Blastics that has just like carried through with my continuous experience with Blastics. So yeah, why don't you tell us a bit about yours and like what Lastics was for you at Steps?
Well, for me, it was pretty different because I was really not flexible at first when I arrived to New York. And Lastic was kind of a torture. Like it was an hour of stretch and it was really painful for me. But like
See, that's
I
where we're
really,
so different.
yeah, like for me it was really painful and everything. I was like, it was a long class in my head, but it really helped me so much with my flexibility and I saw like a lot of improvement pretty quickly because also like it's really made in a way that you start the stretch on like kind of a simple level and then slowly you get like deeper and deeper into the stretch and it's really like helped me a lot and also it brought me like yeah, I improved so fast so it was really like nice.
Yeah, it's cool
And
because like on the spectrum of dancers, you don't realize like our flexibility can be on such a great spectrum either. Like people just like assume with dancers. So it's really cool to see how it can help you in a completely different way than it helped me. And like, but it's still like both of us saw progression and both of us saw change in our bodies, and it helped us like get through that time in just two completely
yeah.
opposite ways. So I mean, that's incredible for one technique to be able to help people like that are here and here, like, you know. So yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, and like you said, like when we first started dance, I was really sore like all the time and I had returns in my muscles and I was really in pain every day and I couldn't find a way to really release that like the muscles and elastic really helped me release and also find a lot of space in my hips and like places that was really in pain. It was really because I was growing muscle while training, but also I needed something to relieve the like all this tension. So it was
Yeah.
really the thing that helped me at that time. And like also the fact that there, like you don't stretch on your hamstrings or things to have high legs. You really stretch your whole body from head to toe. You stretch your neck, you stretch your back. Places that you don't always think about like stretching as a dancer because you just want high legs and things like this. So like it's really a moment that you take care of your body, you stretch everything, you feel all your muscles and it really feels good after a class. You feel really great.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I agree with that too. Like I feel like in any of my classes, it's not that dancers don't stretch, it's that we always stretch the same muscles. It's that we always stretch in the same way. It's not like I was going, as I said, I'm flexible. I wasn't going to elastics as like tight and inflexible. I was going to elastics with like these parts of my body that was so overstretched from dance and other parts that we don't even think of, as you said. It was like we do splits, we do straddle stretches, we exactly try and get your foot to your
Yeah.
head. But in the dance studio itself, I mean, I think that that's something that all dancers should have, something that elastics that like connects us to all our different parts of our body. Like our
And I
founder,
think
the whole
it's
reason Lastics became a thing was because she stretched in her dance classes and overstretched areas and ended up blowing out her knee. So that's why she even created Lastics in the first place. So from that, like I feel like that's so helpful for dancers to understand. And I feel like I wouldn't have understood it until I did it. And then I was like, oh my gosh, all these little intrinsic muscles that I never even think of stretching. I wouldn't even know how to stretch them, honestly, before elastics. So yeah, I totally agree with you.
And also like for dancers and also for
Can you
non-dancers,
hear
like
me
I
okay?
used a lot of stretch I learned from Elastic. Yeah, you hear me? Ooh, can you hear me?
Yep, I'm good.
Oh, good. So yeah, I used like a lot of stretches I learned from Elastic to, I don't know, help my sister when she has neck pain when she's stretched or stressed, or like my dad usually have a lot of back tension. So I used some of these stretches. Like it's amazing for dancers to stretch the whole body, but it's also amazing for non-dancers. Like it's important to take care of your muscles because every day we're sitting, every day we're like watching our phones or computer. We like don't use all the muscles. We stress, so we get tension in the muscles. So it's really released a lot the body. Like it's amazing.
Yeah, especially in 2020. I feel
Yeah,
like a lot of people working from home, sitting on not great chairs in weird positions. You're sitting for hours if you're working from home. I feel like, especially and stress in 2020 is to an all-time high. So wherever you
exactly.
carry tension, there's extra tension there. Yeah. So I feel like now more than ever, elastics is, at least for me, it's helped me so much this year. And for those watching who like don't know how to find us, straight through our Instagram here, you can go onto our website and schedule. We are doing all Zoom classes, all virtual. So you can
Amazing.
find a group class for you. There's many a week. And there's also solo options for privates too. So yeah, I agree. 2020 is the year that if you were never thinking of doing a stretch class before like Lastics, it's the time to start thinking about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Totally, totally.
Yeah, and it's, I think what I really liked about Donna also, it's that she really take time with everybody to really understand like how is your body, how like what's tense, what's not tense, if you have injuries. She really took care to know everybody in the class, and I'm sure all of you new teachers also do it, that it's really
Yeah.
something personal and they help you push your limits a bit to stretch, but they really do it for every single person with because everybody has different flexibilities and abilities. So it's, I don't know, it's really good.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I think it's a community, and I think we're all so like-minded. And once you enter the class, we just want you to have the best experience possible, you know? And how are we going to do that to make sure, like, you know, it's unique to you and you're only feeling the good feelings? We don't want you to hurt yourself in any way. We don't want anything
Yeah,
like that.
exactly.
We only want it to be a super positive experience for you so that you can have reviews like me and Manon. And, you know, it
Mm.
really, it helped me so much. Everyone always says this line for a lot of things in life. It changed my life. But it really, especially during those years or year at Steps, it really did. It helped me in so much mentally, physically. It really did. So it's not even a cliche when I say that, really and truly. So I'm so happy to be a part of the team now, and I'm so happy you could come and chat today and tell us,
Yeah, me too. Even with
especially
my
if
bad
it's
internet
different.
connection.
But um, they ended up the same way, you know.
I didn't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
there.
I was saying, especially because we had such different experiences, but we both saw
Yeah.
so much progress and so much, you know, elastics can give you something no matter where you're coming from, no matter
Yeah,
walk of
and
life. You don't have to be a professional dancer. We're talking to other professional dancers out there who might have been like me and been like, I don't need it. And I'm telling you, you may not think you need it, but it will help you in so many different aspects. But we're also talking to anybody, any walk of life. Elastics can help you. So yeah, it was so nice having you today, Manal.
oh, someone said it was
Oh,
like
that
me.
is
Yeah,
so
it's
nice to hear.
yeah, but also like for dancers, it's for me
Yeah,
it
and the
really
more
helped
you do
me.
it, yeah,
Yeah, and it really helped me. Like now I really felt it was like a thing, like a bad thing about thing that it was I was always stressed about flexibility and like that I wasn't so flexible, and Elastic really helped me, and now I don't feel like, oh, I'm not flexible. I really got so much space because the way they get you into the stretch, they really like help you find space in your body and find relaxation. So it's, I don't know, it's really helped me a lot, and now I don't really have problem with flexibility anymore. Like it's all good.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the more you do it, the as he said, the easier it gets and the better it feels. And slowly, like you will just feel the release in your body come naturally. Um, so yeah.
Yeah, and I
All
still
right. It
use
was so
some
much fun.
exercise. I still use some
It's okay. Go for it.
exercise of like elastic before starting my classes every day. Like it's really, it's really helping.
That is great. Yeah. Hey, Eric. I'm doing well. How are you doing, Manal? We hope you're doing well too, Eric. Oh my gosh. Does anyone have any questions? We can answer questions on here too. Let's see. Does anyone have any questions for us and our experience with Lastics? Let's give them a couple minutes. Maybe they need to think it up.
Yeah, and also my bad internet connection need to follow the conversation.
No, it's okay. It's a little delayed, but you're here with
Yeah,
us. That's all
sorry.
that matters.
It's coming from far away from France. So
Exactly. It's traveling a far way. Awesome. Okay, how often did the two of us do it when we started? Okay, so I used to personally go once a week to class, and the classes at Steps were an hour, right, Manuel?
yeah.
I think they were an hour at Steps. Our online classes now are 45 minutes, but so I would do it for 1 hour a week. And how much did you do it?
I would personally go twice a week. Like I would go to every classes they had in steps of plastic because like it was really painful and I had really troubles at the beginning, but then it became like I saw so much improvement that I just wanted to go every time I could. So I think I was going twice a week because it was twice a week instead of like more classes. I would go even more because it's really helpful.
Yeah, yeah. That's great. So yeah, I feel like you don't have it's not you're not committing like many hours a week to something like this to see change. Like I personally only went once and Manal went twice and we saw so much change so fast. So yeah, I hope that helps you figure that out. If you guys have any other questions, you can reach out. But yeah, I definitely went once a week. I went to the lunchtime class on a Wednesday. I have some great memories from that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. I miss being able to do it in person, obviously, and see everybody. But the virtual classes are honestly awesome. And I personally have done it with Angela, and she is so connecting with me and always checks up to make sure anything that might be a little cranky isn't so cranky that day and how I can, like, modify if necessary. Yeah, she's great. So I highly recommend you look and see if there's any classes that can fit with your schedule, you guys. I'm so happy so many friends joined. This makes me so happy.
So cute.
Alrighty. Do you have anything else, Minnow?
I don't know, maybe another question from someone?
Yeah, let's see if they have anything else. I would say another thing too is that we were talking about actually before we came on here is something that puts elastics in a realm of its own is that it's not like a stretch class that you may think of, as you said, like going to sit in a split for 20 minutes and then another split and then hold your leg to your head. It's not like that at all. All the
Mm.
stretches are like, they're simple to get into, and they're like small micro movements and like engaging small muscles that make like a big difference. And then you like slowly grow. And they're all like, you're actively stretching. You're not
Yeah,
stationary and just like forcing something. That
I
is not
think for me that
stretching.
make a big difference actually, like that you're actively stretching and you reach your personal limit, and it's not just like waiting to let the gravity do the work. You are like
Yeah.
going for it. It's true.
Yeah, because exactly, because as dancers, I mean, growing up from since I was young, we let the gravity do the work for us, and it was like, you were waiting for class to start, sitting in a split, hoping one day you will touch the ground. Um,
Yeah.
so I feel like for dancers, especially, just because that's our topic today, that was my big, huge difference. Not only what we stretched, but also the fact that they were active stretches. Oh, yay! A question. What are some of the benefits you've experienced? Awesome. So, Manal, I'll hand this off to you first, and then I'll add on at the end.
Well, for me, for sure, it improved my flexibility, but also what I was thinking, what while you were talking, is that like you are stretching, but you're doing it in movement. So it's actually build also strength at the same time. You're strengthening and stretching your muscles. So it's not just flexibility because you like can fall into a split. It's really you're strengthening your muscle and at the same time letting them stretch. So for me, this what really made a difference because I really found space into my movement, space into my joints in my body to so like it's yeah, for me it was really that the big benefit of it.
Yeah, I would say my big benefit um, would have been my awareness, like my body awareness, my understanding of my muscles and where I've stretched so much in the past and where I've never even probably stretched before, where needed strengthening, where needed a little attention and care and some TLC, just connecting that and being able to turn my mind inward in that class was like a big benefit for me and figuring out my body, which is huge. I feel like it's ever evolving and we'll never fully understand our body because it's ever like changing every day. But Lastics took me on a whole new level of that, being able to understand my body, which is super important in dance, but also super important for anyone in the world, in any walk of life. So that was my major benefit.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's true.
So we'll stay on for maybe like one more minute, see if anybody else has any more questions. But I've
Yeah,
had such a fun time chatting with you.
yeah, me
Okay.
too.
For those who missed the beginning, me and Manal met at Steps like 5 years ago. So this is huge for us to be face to face. It's awesome. What was the process for becoming an instructor? Okay, so I'm still I'm a new part of the Lastics team. I'm not an instructor yet. I'm still in training, which I'm super excited for. Um, and it personal connection and Donna seeing something in me and wanting me to be an instructor. It's not you have to be a part of the team. It's not like a franchise like other stretching techniques maybe. Um, so I hope that answers that question for you. Um, but yeah, I wonder if there's any others. And then, but guys, I had a great time coming on here. I hope we helped you understand a bit more about Lastics and how it can help you through learning how it helps us. And dancers out there, I highly recommend coming from someone who thought she didn't need it and didn't want it. I highly recommend. I really do. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining along with us, and I hope you enjoyed our chat. I'm gonna say goodbye now. Bye, Manol.
Bye
Thank you so much
bye.
for coming on. It was great to see you and great to chat.
Thank you for having me.
All right. And everybody, don't forget, Thursdays at 3, Lastics Chat. And then again, check out our schedule for a class for you. Alrighty, bye everybody.
Bye.